Joshua Tree National Park is a magical place with unique geology, historic ruins, Native American history, and tourists. Lots of tourists. But not everyone knows there's a hidden side to this park that requires a capable rig to see. When I heard my friends Jeff and Ruff, as well as Daniel and Tish, had never been to Joshua Tree, I knew just where I wanted to take them. Berdoo Canyon Road is not particularly hard to drive, but it can get a little remote, and it's better done with friends in case something breaks. A few miles into the canyon are the ruins of an old hospital that sat at the entrance of the 2,000-foot deep Colorado River Aqueduct. This 8-year project done in the 30s still supplies 25% of the water to LA and 19 million people.
It's always just so cool to meet up with people and take them out to these historic spots that are kind of hard to find. A lot of people aren't going to know where they are. This is all leading up to one of the headquarters for where they were building the tunnel system. So the water actually is going to be running beneath us in a tunnel 2,000 feet below the camp.
You said 2,000 feet below?
Yeah, 2K.
And it's still operational?
Until it dries up, yeah. This information is probably about 90% accurate, by the way.
I never would have found it.
Behind me is the ruins of a hospital for the Colorado River Aqueduct, which is crazy. Here they dug down to it and then would bring people, I guess, out and put them in the hospital. Anyways, all right.
How big was the hospital you said?
I had 30 beds.
Why did they like only 30 beds?
This was a mining town, and they were digging not for gold, but they were digging for water.
Why did they see the hospital still just with the building?
Do you think anyone gets hurt when you build a mine? This is a neat little find here in this canyon. But this is not our destination. We have more.
The real reason we took Berdoo Road wasn't to stop at the old camp, but because the road enters Joshua Tree with a stunning view of Pleasant Valley and its lava-strewn Malapai Hill. Coming down from the pass drops you into the Geology Tour Road, a self-guided tour that's worth the time if you have it.
So if you look at these rocks, like those granite piles, they form this line, right? And that line goes all the way from the eastern side, past Malapai Hill, all the way as far as you can see. That was a fault. As the continent was moving, there's a fault, deep, deep down that magma squeezed through. And that's how it forms. It's so cool how it makes that little line.
My daughter was just digging all of this.
So this used to be a stop with a number on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they took it off somewhere in the last 30 years. There's a guidebook for this trail that was written in 75, and that's how I know about it. Check this out, Birdie. Little sun. So somebody added this into it. Yeah. That's probably why they took it off the map.
Yeah.
Elephant Rock. You see the trunk? His eye? You see his eye? Totally, right? Yep. This might not be an official designation. That might just be what we called it. Yeah.
So here we are at Elephant Rock. Everybody's like, what? I heard of that one.
So this, behind that tank, gathered water for thousands of years. And then ranchers in probably the 1900s built the wall. But this is a natural tank. When it rains, it fills up.
So this is what fills up?
Yep.
Oh, wow, that's got to be a sight.
Sweet. This granite, so I don't know what it means, but I know it's called Monzo granite. The other thing I know about it is, you see these things here.
I was just looking at that one right there.
Yeah, so this was a crack, right? In the so this was all magma that then cooled down and solidified. It's the same exact magma that pushed through, but because it was pushing through, it solidified harder and wears less, which is why it's like a little ridge when you walk over it. Whoa! And then look in here.
It's like a wind cave.
Yeah, this is great. Good thing Daniel, you see this guy here? So yeah, so mortero. So that's how you know people lived here.
Wow.
Because to make that hole, they would have to grind, sit here and grind for a long time.
Years,
Yeah.
right?
Do you notice how there's two different colors?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the inside one was this one.
That's the
kinda-
outside of
And then
it.
they put an outer edge. Why do you think it has a different color?
Heat it up.
Yeah, I bet they burned it. Make it extra hard.
Yeah.
Cool, man. All right, so we have a built-in. How's this working?
Makes
Nice.
it really, really easy.
Dude, I bet.
Quick. I've tried everything. I tried the external one, you know, that was just in a little suitcase.
Yep.
This is the best thing. It's a little loud inside there while you're using it, but I mean, you're not driving with it on.
Nice. Nice. So that was Skull Rock in the background. And we are now going to go find another off-road somewhere here in the park. And that'll lead us out of the park.
We are still on Sandy Road.
We're still on Sandy Road.
We are turning to No Dog.
No Dog Road. We just saw some cool stuff in Joshua Tree, but now we're actually headed out of the park. We will find some cool things, mines, but you know, I mean, it's also drone time. A book in here. I see a book. Yeah, this one right here. So I think you wrote in this one.
That on the side the other.
Awesome.
I just put us together on the day.
Very cool, man.
By the time we made it to camp, the sun had left the valley, but we still had plenty of time to play, explore, and hang out with friends. Daniel told us he had dinner covered, and we were excited to try his creation. And by the way, if you're into this sort of stuff, go check out Daniel's video of this trip on his YouTube channel, 395 Junkie. You'll be glad you did.
All right, so Daniel has promised us pizza.
Pizza tonight.
Dude, I've never seen anyone do pizza on a scuttle.
I went to a local Italian deli near
Nice.
some family in Southern California. It's the Claro's Italian Market.
Yep.
We got the 12-inch pizza shell, and it's going to be real simple, basic pizza, but we got some pizza sauce,
Nice.
some mozzarella and Romano, pepperoni, and some Italian sausage. And we'll cook it for about 30 minutes, 25, 30 minutes on the scuttle, low and slow.
All right.
If you put it too high, you'll burn the bottom of the crust. So we'll
Is it
experiment.
gonna sit on this?
Yeah, it's gonna sit on this
Okay.
so it keeps it off the heat.
Huh.
And we're gonna make 3 pizzas. So we'll start with the first one before it gets too dark.
Yeah.
By the time we get to the last one,
It'll
it
be
should
dark?
the last one should be perfect.
The stars will be out. Oh man, I'm stoked just to see camp pizza, man. So,
Doc, you're gonna love this one. Oh my God.
we can go find him. All right. That's a good shot. There's definitely a rabbit up in here somewhere.
We couldn't think of anywhere better to be, so we took our time at camp and went in search of some rabbits. While we didn't find any of our furry friends, the hunting trip wasn't entirely unsuccessful.
So, do you think this is ready to eat? What's this thing called?
Coyote melon.
Coyote melons.
Can you keep it?
And you can grind up the seeds. Yeah. So you could grind up the seeds and use them for food, but the fruit itself is no good. I just find it so interesting. Imagine what all these buildings were like in the day.
Another piece of the pottery.
This is Jeff's famous, my first time, famous
not so
French
much for
toast.
French toast, but more for pancakes. I owned a restaurant for about 5 years.
Nice.
So this is just eggs with good quality vanilla. This happens to be a Costco pure vanilla.
Yep.
Imitation vanilla doesn't qualify as good vanilla.
Yeah.
And then I'll do that. And then you can use nutmeg, but this is just cinnamon that I add a little extra on.
Nice. That cinnamon is what really gives it that kick.
Yeah, you know, Schilling's good quality cinnamon is normally pretty good. But,
So vanilla and egg and then
and
cinnamon
just whip
sprinkled.
together, and you kind of want to get a little air in there. And then a good challenge whipped butter. Whipped butter adds a lot of flavor. That's the key thing, really. And then always hot syrup. And if you like, honey nut wheat syrup.
Okay. Yeah, which is, I haven't used
Yeah,
that
it's hard to find, but it's really good. But that's honey nut.
Do you eat it?
Mm.
Yeah?
Is that how you
Dude, it's gonna be good. I'm stoked. All right, let me give you. Bottom line, look at this burned on cinnamon. I think that's what I'm excited most about. It's like a churro in my mouth. Jeff, these are pretty dang good, man.
A little bit of flavor. Got to have hot
Pretty
syrup.
dang good. This was extra fuel that I picked up on our way out here. I haven't had to use it, but since this is kind of the furthest we're going to be away from anywhere, and I don't want to take this stuff home and just let it sit in the garage, I'm going to go ahead and just pour it in, and that way there's one less thing to slosh around in the back of the Jeep. I love jerry cans. I love the look and feel. This is something that I got extra, which is a spout. Makes it a lot easier to put this in the JK. Start it off nice and slow. And as I go up, eventually, I'm gonna get up about like that. Emptying out the can.
Oh yeah, let's make it lightweight.
Yep. Now we can make it home. We're all starting up the engines, moving around, getting ready to get out of here. We're headed down canyon. There's a mine. We actually went in there a couple years ago, so interested to check it out, see how different it is. It's a really nice, easy walk. And then we're gonna check out Rosa, Peru. We haven't been to that mine yet. And then keep moving on. Welcome to the mine.
Dad, what does this huge pipe?
So they put a fan on the end of it, and then they would just blow it to get air back in here. Because you can imagine sometimes well, for one, they're just working and they get hot. But the other thing is they do explosions back here, and you'd have to clear out the smoke. So you put a fan on it and run it the opposite way, just blow it all out. If you're exploring a mine, the two things I think about the most, one of them is obviously a cave-in. So if something caves in, you could be stuck. And
Caves in with me.
do you see how across the tracks there is a bunch of rocks here?
Yeah.
Do you think those rocks fell after the tracks were laid?
Yeah.
In fact, I think those rocks fell since we were last here. Because last time we were here, we were talking about making a go-kart that would ride on these tracks.
Oh, wow.
So that means you could be exploring and a lot more rocks fell down and now you're stuck inside. You'd have to dig your way out, right? The second thing I worry about are gases. So there are natural gases in mines sometimes and radiation.
And there was like
And
injected some software
that if you could breathe it in, it can hurt you. We're really getting up high now, and about to crest over the Pinto Mountains to the other side.
When we get out here and explore, I do it mostly to inspire the spirit of curiosity in my boys. Taking out friends and sharing with them all the things I've learned in order to teach my boys gives a second wind to my fascination with these back roads. But more importantly, it reminds me of the community of like-minded people that are out here too. If you're watching this video, you're probably one of those people, and I look forward to seeing you on the trail.